Hey guys, today we have the console of the Wii U, made by Nintendo. As you can see, the precision of all the vents and the warranty information is clearly visible. All the buttons and LED lights are to the T with precision. Now currently it is skinned in the black carbon fiber, and we're going to be changing that shortly. Now it's for the install. As you can see, we started to install lime green carbon fiber on there already, and I'll show you how to install this front plate later on in the video. But remember, when installing that little tray on the bottom, don't drop it too low or you're going to have a problem opening the tray. So now we're going to install the upper portion of the wrap around that front plate. You want to start on that line right here, right next to the foot. Once you get the edge of the skin flush with the line of the actual console, you can start to wrap around. But as you wrap around, be very meticulous as you go around so you can stay flush with the seam that is visible. As you're going around the side of the front plate, don't put too much tension on this side, only because by the time you reach the other side with the skin, it will be mouse-shaped and it will be a little extra longer than it's supposed to be. So be gentle because it could stretch. Around the curved corner, you'll see a tunnel. Don't worry about those because with the hairdryer, you can heat those little tunnels right out. Now it's for the opposite section of this thin side. And now you want to go flush to the side that we've previously installed. And you want to follow the same method as soon as you make a flush connection to the previous side. Now as you continue to wrap around with the side, you're going to notice once you meet the feet on the bottom of the device that they should line up perfectly with the square cutout. Just to recap, I started over here and wrapped around to the other side. And as you can see, they're both flush connections. Like I said before, there's tunnels around the corners, around the edges of the front plate. So to remove these, we're going to grab our hairdryer and we're going to conform the skin around these edges. Now all you have to do is lightly heat and then press them out. As you can see, the tunnel disappeared and the skin became flush to the console. So we're going to continue to do this and heat the sides at the same time, just to make the adhesive activate and make for a better stick onto the console. Our next piece that we're going to install is going to be the small door cutout that you can see is held on by a screw. This piece is fairly simple. All you have to do is align the screw hole and place it down and make sure that you can see the border of the door. Now we're going to continue on with the back. Be very delicate while peeling off the back skin because there are some thin pieces. They can stretch or potentially get damaged. So once you have removed the back skin from the wax paper, you want to reapply it. And you want to leave the small U-shape area that's going to be around where the vents are. You want to leave that area exposed off the wax paper. And you want to start around the door that we had just placed on and around the vent itself. Now your guidelines are going to be the seams around the console. once you're aligned on both sides, you can press it down so that the rest of the bottom skin will actually align to the rest of the console. Now that the initial area that we placed is down, you want to rotate your console a slight bit, and around that bend you want to press that down as well. Now once you lift the bottom off the wax paper, you can, in a repeated order, place it, press, and remove the wax paper. Rinse and repeat. So you know that it will be aligned the whole way through your install, and you know that you haven't stretched any piece of it. Once your placement is good, press all the air bubbles out. Our next piece is going to be the opposing larger panel. Now this method is exactly the same. You want to reapply the wax paper after removing it, but leave the area for the small vent and for it allowed to bend around that curve. Now while installing these two pieces, there will be a small seam. These pieces aren't flush because the actual molded plastic does not connect itself. So there will be a small seam in between the two pieces of skin. Now as before, we gradually pull the wax paper from underneath the skin so that we can continually align it throughout the whole install of this piece. And as you gradually move down, remember to press it down and press all the air bubbles out at the same time from the middle out. Now, if you rush through this process, there is a chance that you could crease the skin while trying to flatten it out, as you could see that I've almost previously did. So in small flat motions with your whole palm, press it all out. And then the little corners on the edge, just make sure they're pressed down as well. And this is our progress so far. Our next piece is going to be the side that will connect from the bottom to the top. Now that we have to align the feet area of this piece, you want to peel it off the wax backing like I've done here and reapply it to only expose the square feet cutouts. This will make for those squares to be aligned a little bit more easily. Now that the feet are placed, press that area down. And now you can remove it from the wax paper completely and continue to make your way around that curved bend. And like always, remember to remove all the air bubbles and press it firmly as you move it around that curve. Alright, now we're on to the vent, guys. This piece is a little bit more difficult, and you do want to keep a piece of wax paper. As you see, I ripped the piece off. That will only hold about half of it. That's so that the other half won't get stuck to the device while I'm installing the other side. So all you have to do is line up that one rectangle around the vent and just make sure that the panel that you're installing on to the skin, that it is aligned and you do see a slight border. And I know it does seem a little difficult unless you do have help from someone else holding the device. So once you have it aligned, you press it down and the other piece will almost fall into place. Now you notice that there are thin pieces on this particular section, and just be gentle that you do not stretch or rip the skin. and just make sure that you press it all down once you have it installed. Alright guys, this is the Wii U and the gamepad, both in lime green carbon fiber. Now I'm going to show you how to install that front panel that I promised to show you guys earlier. But this time we're going to show you a little color combination, and it's going to be the black carbon fiber front. Now all you have to do is center the front on the actual front panel of your game console, and make sure that you do not block the disc tray or that door on the bottom, because you may run into issues of your CD not being able to feed in correctly or you being able to open that door. Now for the door, it's the same idea. Just place it and make sure you have a border, but don't drop it too low because the door will not open then. And then once you have installed the front and that little door, press it all down and remove all the air bubbles. So now that we changed our green front panel into a black carbon fiber, we do now have a two-tone Wii U in both lime green carbon fiber and black carbon fiber. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.